Okay, so let's get ideas going. So how to create your space. The first one is to make your bed. A friend of mine shared with me a title of a book. It's called Make Your Bed, The Little Things That Can Change Your Life and Maybe the World by Admiral Williams H. McRaven. There are some graphic descriptions of his injuries. He's in the military. So if you don't like that kind of thing, maybe don't get the book or just skip over that part, and I'll tell you some of the important bits here too. We often dismiss some of these small tasks and that we don't realize how powerful they can be. When you make your bed well, it's something that you've accomplished that day. Now, I can picture myself in a different time really brushing that idea off, but it really, really can make a difference because it sets the foundation of your entire day. It doesn't matter how small that task is, as something that you've done that you can do well if you put that 2 seconds effort into it, that you feel capable and confident of having completed something. And now imagine just feeling those feelings. Capable, confident, feeling accomplished, and this is how you're going to start your day. And then no matter what happens for the rest of the day, it is something that you did well, and that is just going to send you off with some of those really fantastic feelings that you can be really proud of. I challenge you to make your bed every day. The next one is to eat or drink, whatever it is that you're doing, an activity, if you can pick one in the day, with only the things that you absolutely love at your table and around you. Move paperwork or move other things, or even just orient yourself so that you're in a space where you really just see all of these things that kind of fill you up. One of the things too might be to check in with your body gauges, which we've explored in some of the other videos, so feel free to go back to those and check in and see even when you're choosing your mug or your plate or whatever it is that you're choosing, and just pick that one that's going to give you that little bit of oomph that day, a little bit of joy, a little bit of excitement. And if you don't have one, maybe you want to go out and purchase a mug for a few dollars. That's going to really bring you joy. This is one that I got. It's not part of a set or anything. I just absolutely loved it. And most mornings I have tea in this, and really, it really just provides a little bit of that, this is my favorite mug, and a little bit of that uplifting. Imagine that if you could provide that space for yourself, just as if you were creating that space for one of your favorite people who was coming to share this with you. Someone coming for a meal or coming to share tea, and that you're like, oh, I'm going to do this for them because I really want to make them feel special. Do something that brings that specialness for yourself as well. We dismiss ourselves and we don't treat ourselves nearly as well as we should. Sometimes anyway. The next one, deal with your dishes before going to bed. And by deal with them, I just mean whatever it is that needs to happen for you in order to create space. Last night, thinking of this and prepping for this, I cleared all of the clutter around. It doesn't mean that there isn't stuff around my house, but I cleared all of the dishes, threw them in the sink. I didn't even do them, but it makes my space a little bit more light and clear for today when I had to get up and know that I wanted to just start engaging and getting ready for you guys here this morning. And the next one is creating light that you love. I found it really essential to create light in my life and as I'm working through the day so that I don't feel drained. And again, that's another little subtle change, and it made such a difference. Natural light is really important to me, and so when I moved into this apartment, I made sure that there were really big windows, but also having soft light. I love twinkle lights, and let me just show you this here. So every morning I get up and I plug in my Christmas twinkle lights because they just bring me a ton of joy to look over, see them surrounding my plants, and even my plants themselves as well, having all of this space here. I also have been lighting candles every day because it's just been something that's really been grounding for me. So I challenge you to try that, sit in your space, change the lighting a little bit, and then see what that changes for you, checking in with your gauges, see if it brings you a little bit more lightness. And the next one is kind of similar. It could be something like a mug, but get one item that brings you incredible joy. You can buy it or make it or move it from another room. It doesn't have to necessarily cost you any money. It's just something that you can see often. So put it in a room where you're gonna be often, maybe even in the bathroom if you're gonna be going there often, or if in your workspace, whatever it is. Put it somewhere where you'll see it and just have this uplifting, oh yeah, that was beautiful today, or this is something that every time I look over, it kind of just gives you a little bit of that uplifting mood. There's quite a bit of research about positive affirmations and the difference that those can have in your life. So don't dismiss this. It's a great idea to have these around, again, where you'll see them. You might want to stick them on a Post-it note on your bathroom, maybe in your mirror. You'll see it every morning before you wake up, or before you get ready and before you go to bed. Not before you wake up. You need to do that before you go to the bathroom. You might want to stick it on your water bottle, or even write positive words on your water bottle. Or maybe you'll have a reminder on your phone that pops up and have some positive affirmations there. Music is another one that people often find really helpful, and this is another one that I've added in, and I find that I feel less drained at the end of the day when I can add in a little bit of music to my life. And it changes with my mood, but the music being there really can make a difference. And the next one is also to use something physical, and that can be really quick, is essential oils. So I use them on my person. You can use them in the room. I diffuse them as well. And I've just gotten in the habit where my routine's really similar every day, that I've been using them more and more. So I remember to put the diffuser on, and when I get ready in the morning, I put them on my body after getting ready or after showering, so that they just kind of uplift. They smell really nice. They'll be on my clothes and whatnot. There's a good amount of research around essential oils and how they can help with stress and burnout. Different oils can help to decrease cortisol levels. They can improve GABA, which is that rest and relax hormone of your brain. And they can do all different types of things. I also find that different oils can be really helpful at different times. And so that's something to keep in mind, that lavender that helps to bring down cortisol isn't necessarily going to serve you the best in every circumstance. Sometimes I don't love the smell of it. Other times I find that I really need it. So whatever the smell is that I really love that day, those are the ones that I go for. I have a whole bunch of videos about the research on essential oils if you want to just look up my name, Cheryl Kurthouse, and my YouTube page or my Facebook page as well. And you can check those videos out. I would love to hear what else that you guys would add to your list, if there are other things that you can do or that you have done that really help to provide those little drops in your bucket. And once you pick these, I challenge you to pick as many as possible and to do these every single day for 60 days. Create that little bit of routine. If it just takes you 5 minutes, whichever ones you want to do, but really commit to doing them for 60 days. If you get stuck, let me know. I have a great creative problem-solving skills about how to implement change, especially if it seems challenging. And I'd love to really see how these can make a difference for you. And so how will we remember to do these? One is that I've created a little bit of a routine in the morning. Even you can make a checklist for yourself of, okay, these are all of the things I'm going to do. I'm going to plug in my lights. I'm going to light a candle. I'm going to put my oils on. I'm going to tidy up around my space so that I feel like it's clear and clean for the time I need to do work. Whatever it is. You could even place an object somewhere so you'll remember it, which is something like those sticky notes. Or you can put a reminder in your phone and have it pop up and provide that reminder to you. You can do it now. We can even do it after we finish up here. Is that I challenge you to just sit in your space and really check in with your body, with your gauges, with how you're feeling and what sense you get from the room. Don't even necessarily have to put words to it, but just understanding what sense it is that you get. And then looking around the room, looking at all of the objects, looking at how your space is, how does that make you feel? What is that overall sense that you get? And then just take 5 minutes to change a few things. Maybe it is the lighting, or if you have essential oils, and if you don't, I refer you to my sister who I get them from, or other things, whatever it is that can help. Maybe it is just reading that affirmation. Take that 5 minutes to really change some of these things And then check in with your gauges again and just see if anything has changed at all. You might want to do a body scan, maybe closing your eyes and checking in that way. You can check out again those other videos if you haven't learned how to check in with your gauges. And if you have any questions, please definitely ask. It's interesting to understand too, if we check in with ourselves and think of it, Brene Brown has a way of checking in. So with her and her family, they check in to see what their capacity is. So if I'm at 100% today or 0% and just have nothing left in that bucket, nothing left to give, where are you on that spectrum? It's a really good, helpful check-in to understand where you are and then to be able to match those tasks that you're going to engage in that will try and fill your bucket up to that level of capacity that you have. So if I'm at 70%, I can probably even do a little bit more. That's going to get me closer to 100. If I'm at 20, those activities are going to change because I'm not going to have as much to give to even put into some of those things. So just check in with yourself, be really generous and gentle with yourself and graceful, and understanding that that will change and it can change. And just to be okay with wherever you're at. If you need more support because you're feeling super low, please reach out and get that. There's lots of counselors and social workers and people who can provide some of that space. Naturopathic doctors can help as well. And I just challenge you to pick these things, check in with yourself every day, maybe a couple times a day, and really commit to them for 60 days. Next week, we are going to explore one of the other aspects of the bucket, our outside, and then we're going to get into the inside as well. So I challenge you guys, check in, see where you're at, improve your mood, productivity, accomplishments, feeling capable, confident, and thoughts, and don't dismiss any of those little things. They're really important. Thanks for joining. Take care.